I
Yeah,
mean,
why make
look,
a song about dick and make it so boring? Like the most boring fucking thing ever made? Like, come on.
That's
but
because
all
she's
she
Taylor
does,
Swift. She's a boring white girl.
I know, but like all she does is write about like how her friendships went wrong with other girls and then the men she dated. Like it's so boring.
Hmm.
Boring as fuck. She has
It's
no fucking range at
so
all.
boring. And then people are like, oh, Madonna's gone south or whatever. At least she writes about shit, other
At
stuff
least she
other than
makes
like
shit that makes you move your body. Like you can't don't
somewhat.
move like Taylor Swift makes me not do anything. It's the most boring, sanitized version of pop music ever.
When I
Wait,
went
what
to
is
when I went to Bone Lake yesterday, they were having a screening of that Taylor Swift movie.
Oh, I know, everywhere.
The whole cat, everybody was there, but they're all dressed up in like dresses, and it was horrible. I don't get it, but
oh
whatever.
my, I mean, listen, to each their own, right? But the worst part was I actually paid $32 to get tickets for this. But Taylor Swift crowded out like all of those screenings. Like Smashing Machine came out, Good Boy came out, Bone Lake came out. They reissued Avatar Way of Water. And then 2 weeks prior to that, she's like, oh, I'm going to do a movie. And then the exhibitors were like, okay, forget this movie. We're going to put in Taylor Swift.
I
I
know. They
hate it.
pushed I was supposed to be I heard Bone Lake was supposed to be in 1,600 theaters and they ended up cutting it to 1,000. So they took 600 screens from it for fucking Taylor Swift.
I would sue a bitch. I would sue a bitch so quick. Anyway, all
I know.
right.
Hey, you want to watch some TV or something?
Skip it. Well, I'm getting ready to watch a video.
Really? What?
Nothing but foul language and toilet humor.
I'm disgusted and repulsed and I can't look away.
I need these things! I need these things! Tell me, do you want to go? We're stopping on the color line.
Oh, no way, Jose.
This just in, go to hell!
This conversation can serve no purpose anymore.
Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it!
Hello, friends and listeners. You've got a new episode of Watch Skip Plus. We are a movie review podcast with a lifestyle twist. That twist is that we give you a bonus review after we have reviewed a new streaming or theatrical film, unless, of course, Taylor Swift has crowded out our screenings and you can't see it at a local theater. My name is Jose, also known as Cupcake. I'm joined by my co-host, Mike the WilDaBeast, and you may see him on the screen or we're about to introduce him. We are joined by Tyler from the Raiders of the podcast. He guested on one of our highest viewed and listened to episodes, I Know What You Did Last Summer, and he's back. Tyler, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Doing good.
Excellent. Thank
Happy
you
to be
so
back.
much for joining. Yeah. Can you believe it? Like 116 views for I Know What You Did Last Summer. It's awesome.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I don't think I bring much to the table, but hey, maybe I do. Who
Oh,
knows?
please. Oh, please.
Yes, you do. Whenever there's a
Yes, you
sex
do.
positive film, I'm always like, we gotta get tea. This is sex positive. We've got to get tea.
Yeah. And we'll definitely get to it, but like the opening shot, I was like, perfect Tyler movie.
Oh, yeah.
Mike, how are you doing this week?
Doing good. Wife actually went out of town, so it's been me and the twins since Friday. Still was able to, get the kids out, do some fun things, and been binging on horror, which we'll talk about in the pluses. So it's been fun.
Yes, I haven't released it yet, but I'm going to. Our episode on One Battle After Another, because it was just basically like a straight 2-hour roundtable conversation about cinema and PTA.
With
But
Kevin from
with Kevin
Raiders.
from Raiders of the Podcast. But I thought about adding a subtitle because when he was saying that he loved horror films, it kept coming out as like whore, WHORE. I love the horror. And around this season, I definitely like to check out the horror. And I'm like, maybe I'll add a subtitle. I don't know.
When I kept hearing him talk about Dune 2, I kept hearing Kevin say June. June 2. June 2. June 2.
Yes.
And I'm like, what are you saying on the podcast? He's talking about Dune 2. June 2.
Well, that's why I had to be like drugstore Dune, drugstore June.
Drugstore June.
June. Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, we're trying to make fun of you, Kevin. We love you, though.
Tyler, do you want to introduce what we're reviewing?
Yes, we are covering Bone Lake, the 2025, I guess, erotic thriller. I would say maybe psychosexual thriller.
Ooh, I like that label, psychosexual.
Yeah, and it's I forgot who it was directed by. I forgot her name.
Mercedes Bryce Morgan.
Yes, and
Yeah.
it's got a really small cast, just like 4 people in the whole movie, just one setting in a mansion. Kind of gave me like Ready or Not vibes, better than Ready or Not.
Uh-huh.
But,
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what we're covering.
Nice, good call. I think Red would call this a chamber piece, which I've always been like chamber piece. Like chamber piece to me is like lifeboat, right? Like you're literally in that one set. Here you've got a lake, you've got a bedroom, you've got like whatever. All right, here we go. Bone Lake. This premiered 2023 at was it South by Southwest or Fright Fest? I can't remember.
I remember it being last year's Fantastic Fest because I have a friend that goes every year.
It's Fantastic Fest. Yes, 2023 didn't get distribution until this year. So I don't know. I'm a little surprised. I mean, some of the provocativeness of this, I thought somebody would snap it up quickly, but it did premiere at Fright Fest in the UK, and it actually got the Bronze Award at 2024's Brooklyn Horror Film Festival. So there you go. So our director is Mercedes Bryce Morgan. She has a BA from USC Film School. She's known for her innovative and visual music videos. She's done them with DJs like Marshmello and Slooshy. I have no idea who these DJs are, as well as some videos for Todrick Hall. I know who that guy is. Interestingly enough, with only those credits, she's done a bunch of shorts and music videos. She's best known for EPing and directing Stargate Origins, which was like a prequel series on the MGM Plus streaming platform. First of all, I had no idea that there was a prequel series. It only lasted 1 season. Anybody check that out?
I have not.
Okay. All right, interesting. Also, I mentioned she's directed all those shorts. Apparently, there was one called "Come Fuck My Robot," which I don't know. It sounds like a great 12 minutes, if you ask me. Her first feature was a film called Fixation. This was in 2022. It's a horror film well regarded for its visuals. It stars Maddie Hasson, who is one of the leads in this film, and Stephen McHattie, who I always love. I love that guy. He's very psychotic and menacing. Her second feature would be the Shudder exclusive Spoonful of Sugar. Has anybody seen this, starring Morgan Saylor and Kat Foster? This is the one about a babysitter who may or may not have PTSD, who is microdosing LSD, and she goes to babysit this new son who might be autistic, but the mother might be doing a weird Munchausen syndrome thing where she thinks the kid is sick, but not really. No one's seen this. It's very Hand That Rocks the Cradle meets Infinity Pool. It's very weird.
I haven't, but I do love Morgan Saylor. She was in White Girl, and she's amazing in that movie. If you haven't seen White Girl, check it out. It's really good. Really good.
I'll have to check that out. I did not like Morgan Saylor's character in Homeland, the Showtime TV series. So every time I see her name, I just think about her pouty, obnoxious character. She actually does really well in Spoonful of Sugar, but let me just say, it lowered my expectations for this film. I was like, uh-oh, what are we in for? Okay, so our writer is Joshua Friedlander. He is the writer and director of the romantic relationship drama Holly Slept Over, starring Natalie Emmanuel and Josh Lawson. I think that was a small 2020 film, and then previously wrote a film called Suicide Blonde. So it sounds like a lot of this is newer talent, basically. Our DP is Nick Matthews, who is from the South, and he's best known for lensing Saw 10 or Saw X, which I was very surprised by. I really, really liked that. And it's weird. I was excited about the new Saw direction, and then suddenly nothing has come out. I don't know. Has anybody heard anything about Saw being rejiggered or rejig-sawed?
I heard we were getting a new one when that last film. Again, I know I liked it. T, you liked it too, right?
Yeah, I like it a lot, actually.
Yeah,
Oh my
me
God,
too.
Saw X was pretty fantastic. As usual, like any DP, a lot of music videos and commercials. He did shoot Spoonful of Sugar for Bryce Morgan. and a film called Mobland starring John Travolta and Stephen Dorff, which I have not seen.
I've seen the video. It looks awful.
I like Mobland. That was really good, actually. It's
Oh,
really
you liked
Really? Okay, I'll have to check it out.
It's got like a white trash Terrence Malick vibe. Very slow. It's really good. I liked it a lot.
You know who I think has cornered the market on white trash drama vibe is the guy that did Out of the Furnace. That guy.
Oh yeah, with
Is it Scott Cooper?
Yes.
Yeah. That movie, She Rides Shotgun, reminded me a lot of Out of the Furnace, which was really good. Our music is by Roque Banos and Ben Cherney. I'll start with Ben Cherney. He's mainly just been working up in the music department. He's assisting here with additional music. But Roque Banos is interesting. He's an accomplished and educated musician from Spain. Actually went to Boston's Berklee Music College and studied music composition and orchestral direction. He has scored a ton of films, both in Spanish and English. He's best known for Fede Alvarez's Evil Dead remake score, which is actually really damn good. He has scored a ton of other Fede Alvarez films, not including Alien Romulus. He scored Sexy Beast, The Machinist, as well as J.J. Perry's films The Killer's Game and the upcoming Afterburn. I really actually kind of like the score here, and I love the score from The Evil Dead. Tyler, any thoughts on Roque Banos?
I really like the score a lot. I love The Evil Dead. I thought the score was fantastic in The Evil Dead. The score was good here.
Yeah,
it was.
It's good.
And Sexy Beast, that score is phenomenal too. So going back to a classic, that's a Craig classic, right? From Raiders of the Podcast. I think he loves that as well.
Big fan of that one.
There's a couple scenes in there that confused me. Like, was that guy getting raped in the shower? I had no idea what was happening. Suddenly he's like on the floor in the shower and his head's moving. I'm like, what's going on? I don't know. All right, let's get to our cast. 4 leads, chamber piece. Let's start with Maddie Hasson. She has starred in the director's first film, Fixation. She's appeared mainly in small roles on TV and web series. She's most known for the supporting roles in Malignant. I forgot she was in that. Which, by the way, Tyler, I have to ask you, do you like Malignant? It was so polarizing in our community. People hated that twist. It literally undone the film for a lot of people. I happen to love it.
I loved it.
I do like it. I do like Malignant. I'm 50-50 on James Wan. I'm not a huge fan of The Conjuring. As you guys know, I really don't like The Conjuring that much.
Yeah.
I like Malignant and I like Death Sentence. That's kind of like, that's where my James Wan fandom comes from. I did like both of them though a lot though.
Got it.
And I didn't mind the twist. I thought the twist was a blast. So
I thought it was great too. Collider has all these weirdo articles about how they think it's like a studio prank because it's just so balls out like crazy, that whole third act. And I'm like, I love it. I think the studio saw it and was like, this is going to be a hit. And then they put it on streaming for whatever reasons. She's also recently in Elevation. And then this has always been circling on my watch list. We Summon the Darkness. That was on Netflix with Johnny Knoxville and another very attractive woman. I see her in my head. I don't know who she is. Anybody seen that? We Summon the Darkness?
yeah, Alexandra Daddario.
That's it. Yeah. She's gorgeous. Baywatch. Yeah.
Knoxville's good in it too. He's a really good and menacing role. He's not in it much. He's at the very end, but he's really good in it.
Okay, I may have to check that out. I remember reading comments that people hated Hasson's character in that and that she was super annoying. I don't know.
Anyone else think she looks like freaking Pugh? Florence Pugh. She's like
fucking movie. I kept thinking.
I kept thinking she reminded me of Florence Pugh from Malevolence, that older film. That's what she looked like to me.
I had heard a lot of buzz about Malevolence. I didn't like that movie.
Oh, I dug it. I liked it for what it was.
Really? I have to
But I haven't
revisit
seen
it.
it since. Yeah, I haven't seen it since it came out. But I liked it when it came out.
I like the boy that was in it with her. He was kind of hot. The boy, sorry. Alex
The
hates it when I
boy.
say that. Okay. So she reminds me of Alicia Cuthbert. Do you remember
Oh,
her
yeah.
from
Yeah,
24 and Girl
Yeah,
Next Door with Emil
course.
Hirsch? Yeah, totally. Okay, let's go back to this. Sorry.
She's great. She's super cute. I thought she was. I want to see more of her. I really liked her in this, and I don't remember seeing her in many of those other things. I saw Mr. Mercedes. I remember her popping up, but again, she looks so much like Florence Pugh. It throws me off.
Yeah, I like her. Also, bonus, folks, she came out as bisexual. Woohoo! Okay,
Okay.
moving on to Marco Piggosi. He is actually a Brazilian actor. He's built a huge career as a studio player for Brazilian telenovelas. He's been the recipient of many Brazilian TV acting awards. He is probably best known for a bunch of Netflix series that have shown up. The Australian series Tidelands with Chris Hemsworth's wife, a series called Invisible City, and then I believe there was another one called High Seas. Those are also on my radar. I have not seen them. He's currently on Gen V playing Dr. Edison Cardoza.
Mhm.
And bonus for me, he came out as gay, and he is actually partnered with Italian director Marco Calvani, and they have a movie coming out called High Tide, which is about a Brazilian man who goes to Provincetown trying to like suss out his gay identity. Which, I mean, if you're gonna do it in Provincetown, folks. That's the best way to do it. But go Marco for like the other. What's the name of the guy that was in Strangers Chapter One? I didn't realize that lead. He's gay in real life. I had no idea.
Oh,
So it's called acting, folks. Here we go.
yeah.
Any thoughts on Pigossi? Has anybody seen Gen V or any of these Netflix shows?
I have not.
Nope. This
Okay.
is the first I recognized and I'd ever seen him. So
Yeah. He sounds like a lot of other Hispanic actors. Like I'm thinking of the guy that was in the Ring reboot. Now I can't even remember his name, but he sounds like him. But I thought he was gorgeous. I hope to see more from this Mr. Pigossi. Speaking of gorgeous, we have Alex Rowe. He is our second male lead. He's a British actor. Interestingly, he has a twin sister, and would love to see what she looks like because he's gorgeous. He's appeared in BBC series before landing a US role in an ABC family show called Unstrung. I think it was like a tennis drama. He would later parlay that to, I think, his most famous role, ABC Family's Siren. Did anybody check out the show?
mm,
Um, so it's about like this small fishing community, and a mermaid washes up on shore, and then
no.
he and his girlfriend have like a threesome with her. I mean, it doesn't start that way. They do end up actually having a kind of a threesome and a weird three-way relationship, but then like the military knows about her and they might be evil. It's an interesting show. I actually kind of dug it. I loved it. His notable film roles have been The Fifth Wave. That was a tween sci-fi film
Yep.
with Chloe Moretz and Nick Robinson. He was also the lead in Rings, which that movie kind of sucked, but he was actually pretty good in it. So I was kind of hoping he would get more roles. Not really. Hot Summer Nights with Timothée Chalamet and Micah Monroe, and then something called Forever My Girl, which just makes me think of Paula Abdul. He plays a country singer, I think, who falls in love with a girl. He learned to sing for it. It's actually on my list because I'm a sucker for that kind of shit. Anyway, anybody have experience with Alex Rowe?
I love Hot Summer Nights.
Me
Fantastic
too.
movie.
Yeah, I know,
Um,
right?
I've seen Forever My Girl.
Okay.
I love Jessica Roth. I have a story.
Mm.
I met Jessica Roth a couple months ago,
Ah,
and
Oh,
wow.
I told her I love Forever My Girl, and she goes, "Wow, you don't look like someone that would like that movie." That's what she told me. But hey,
Exactly.
it's sweet. It's a cute
Wait,
little romance.
is that how you say her name? I always say Rothy. This You're talking about the girl that was in Happy Death Day and Boy
Yeah,
Kills World, right? Yeah. Oh my God, she was
well,
so amazing in Boy Kills World, man. She was
so good,
awesome.
so good.
Yeah. Alex Rowe, Mike, anything?
yeah. Hot Summer Nights for me. I thought that he was better than Shyamalan. Shyamalan. I thought that he was going to be the
Shyamalan.
big. I thought Roe
Shyamalan
was
thinks
going to be the big star, and then all of a sudden Timothy Chalamet Ding Dong ended up being the bigger star of the two. But I think Alex Rowe has a ton of charisma. He's got a look. He's got this kind of, I don't know, like walk to him. I don't know, I like him. I think that he
yeah.
definitely deserves to do more.
We'll get to it. I think we'll talk about this in spoilers. I think the conception is that it's easy to play somebody undone as like a psycho. You kind of
Mhm.
get the crazy eyes and you raise your voice. But I think there's a balanced line to that kind of performance, and I think he kind of hits it here.
I did.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah. I know Scott threw popcorn when we got to see his butt through the scrim, so he was like, "Yeah, ticket paid for itself." Our last is Andra Nechitta, gorgeous woman who Okay, you guys were talking about how Maddie reminds you of Florence Pugh. The
Yeah.
whole time, all I could think of was Amanda Peet for
Oh
Andra
yeah.
Nechitta, right down to like the blue eyeshadow and everything. She's Romanian, but was raised in Ireland. But Romanian, that's why she's so gorgeous. Sebastian Stan, another hot Romanian, folks. She
Hmm.
moved to LA, quickly learned and mastered English. She's had bit parts in films like Bad Teacher and some other films, a lot of television credits. Um, but curiously enough, she was in an 8-minute short entitled Kara, a Star Wars story. So I don't know. I bet when she was in that, she was like, I'm taking off. And then unfortunately, a lot of television, but hopefully this jets her up there because I think she's gorgeous. Any thoughts on Miss Nechita?
She's gorgeous. I've never seen her in anything, but yeah, she's stunning, and she's really good in this. So I
Yeah,
see more of
yeah,
her.
I
Yeah.
think
I've
so.
never seen her, but I thought she looked great. She was pretty solid in this.
Yeah, total Amanda Pete is all I could think of. Bone Lake has a very cheeky marketing towards it. I mean, I'm sure everybody has seen the posters of the skeletons having sex or engaging in fellatio.
Hmm.
Mike, you sent me the poster that says Bone Lake and the rated R is like just off to the side where it looks like Boner Lake. Yeah, Tyler, before you start your spoiler-free thoughts. What did you think of the marketing, and do you think it pairs up properly with the film that you got?
Uh, I love the marketing. I don't think it pairs well with the film. I'll get to that shortly here. But yeah, I thought the marketing was hilarious. I love the posters. That fellatio poster with the skeletons it's brilliant. And then the boner poster is just great too. But
Yeah, it is brilliant. I may actually want to buy that poster with the skeletons and frame it. But before you start, Mike, what did you think about? Obviously, I think you like the cheeky marketing too. What did you
Oh
think
yeah.
of it? Did you think it matched up with the film that you saw, or is it misleading the audience?
Kind of misleading, but at the same time, it got us in the seats, right? It got
Sure,
us
right?
reviewing it because it was a packed week of a lot of films, and really it came down to the marketing being what sold you and I on it. So great
Yeah,
marketing got us in the
yeah.
seats, but for
Kudos,
me.
chef's kiss to that marketing. Okay, Tyler, here we go. Spoiler-free thoughts on Bone Lake. What'd you think?
I really liked it. I thought it was a really good thriller. A really
Yeah.
good thriller. Um, my main problem
Hmm.
is when you marketed something as an erotic thriller like this is, and there's very little in the way of sex and nudity in this. The opening scene is amazing. I'm
Oh
Yeah.
not
yeah.
gonna spoil it, but the opening scene is fucking amazing. I'm like, damn, okay, maybe they're gonna deliver what this movie is, and I like the movie a lot, but it doesn't fully deliver on the erotic thriller subgenre that I was hoping it would be.
Yeah.
Like I said, there's very little in the way of sex and nudity for a movie that was marketed heavily on being super horny, and that's what I'm
Yes.
hoping it would be. There's one scene in the movie, like, okay, it's an erotic thriller. You have a sex scene, and it's a pet peeve of mine. This is a really big pet peeve of mine in movies with sex scenes. It's small, but it's my pet peeve. A girl's on top of a guy, and the sheets are like perfectly wrapped around the hips.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Fucking hate that shit. I don't know what that is. It just drives me nuts because nobody fucks like that. I'm sorry. They
Nobody does.
Yeah.
the single person in this world fucks with sheets wrapped perfectly around their
Right.
hips. Sorry, but the I like the movie though a lot. It's what Ready or Not should have been. So it's a solid thriller, and I enjoyed it quite a bit.
Excellent. I feel like you should create a blanket system that wraps around the waist so that you can have sex, and if anybody walks in, they won't see anything.
Exactly.
Nice, nice. Okay, so definitely a watch. Um, let me ask you this. In the age of streaming, because there's so many like films, especially horror films and psychosexual thrillers that end up on streaming. Do you think this was worth its theatrical birth, or that maybe it should have, like the director's other film, Spoonful of Sugar, maybe premiered on Shudder? Do you think this is a theatrical experience that people should see, or?
I mean, I liked watching it in the theater because we don't get to see movies like this very often in the theater, so it was cool for me to see it. But I think it would have a better life on streaming because, judging by the theater that I was in, there was nobody in the motherfucker. So
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
go watch it. So it'd probably have a better life on streaming. But I'm happy it got a theatrical release, so I could actually watch this in an AMC theater, which doesn't happen very often. So
Yeah. You mentioned the sex. Definitely. There's some nudity, sure, sure. Um, but did you find any of the scenes sort of like the sex scenes titillating in that erotic thriller way, a la, Jade, Basic Instinct, Body Chemistry?
Not really. I liked the one in the middle with Sin, and where the camera
Yeah.
was like circling around. It kind of
Oh
gave me
yeah.
it gave me like Infinity Pool vibes, and that's what it kind of gave me. Just not as graphic as Infinity Pool, obviously, but yeah, not as much as I hoped, but they were all well done.
Got it. And anybody stand out to you in the cast? Like whose performance do you think was the most memorable or who surprised you?
I thought the whole cast was like super solid, but I would have to say the two Will and Sin they were fantastic. I love them. They were super unhinged. I loved everything about them.
Excellent. Excellent. Mike, spoiler free thoughts, Bone Lake.
Yeah, I went into this expecting it to be what it kind of was. I was expecting it to be kind of an over-the-top comedy, gore comedy with, again, we always talk about things that this reminds us of. This brought me back to seeing Donkey Punch, is what it reminded me of.
Yes.
It brought me back to that type of film, and I dug that about it. I mean, it looks great. It's beautifully shot. You feel like you're uh, transported in this gorgeous home. I don't know where they got that home from to film in, but beautiful home, and you feel every motion that the characters are feeling. I really dug the psychosexual bits. Of course, that intro stinger really just kind of paints it almost is unfair because that stinker is so fucking good, and then you have to kind of sit through the hour of building characters, and for a small budget independent film that made its way kind of from the independent festival circuit to theaters, I was pretty impressed overall. I got to say, for that we got this theatrically and that it was made. I like that it was from a female perspective. I do like that there was a lot of talk about sex toys and how important that is for females. A lot of taboo talk that I enjoyed. We're in Trump's America where that shit is not talked about. We should have more films in theaters about sex and sex forward and being open about, faking orgasms and the importance of toys and the importance of foreplay. And they kind of talk about and wink at things like that. But I really wish it would have went all out.
Mhm.
But again, for what it was, a theatrical experience that turns out to be a bloody romp, I had a fun time with it. I mean, the hour that it takes to build up to that last half hour of insanity really worked for me. I know it doesn't work for everybody, but I enjoyed myself. I went with Brian Higgins, a fellow gent.
Hey.
He was kind of a meh on it himself, but he couldn't help like kind of giggling because I was laughing so much throughout the film. I was not expecting this to be as fucking funny as it was. Were you guys expecting this to be as funny?
No, not at all. And the humor really worked too, which is
It
crazy.
did. It
Yeah,
was really fucking fun.
it's definitely really sly. Like it's certainly not like, Clueless or like The Naked Gun, but there is
No.
some stuff in it that is kind of like funny. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, I thought it
definitely.
was funny. I thought it was sexy enough. Of course, it wasn't as dirty as I would have liked, but this is a theatrical release, supposed to be in 1,500 theaters. I thought that it was exactly what I wanted it to be. It was a little bit sexy. It was plenty gory, almost revenge style gory at the end. I did like that. Overall, yeah, Chef's Kiss for me. I enjoyed it. I would definitely see this again. I would pair it up with something like Revenge and Donkey Punch to make a three-pick feature film like festival. So yeah, good time for me.
Revenge meaning
The
Coralie
film Revenge.
Forget's. Yeah, that one with Kevin Jansen and
Again, big
Matilda
beautiful
Lutz.
house.
Yeah,
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 big
yeah.
beautiful house dealing with sexuality and power and all that kind of stuff. I think that those three films you could watch all together and have a great time.
I fucking love that movie, Revenge. Um, let me ask you this. You indicated that you hadn't seen Spoonful of Sugar or even
No,
Fixation, or even Stargate Origins.
no, this is
Miss
so new
Morgan,
to me.
Miss
Like
Morgan, we're so up on your work.
no, we're not.
But- do you want to see more from Miss Morgan, Miss Bryce
Yeah,
Morgan?
yeah, I
Yeah.
liked it. Definitely. There's a lot of style here. I could tell as a director that she's one of those like style over substance, but that's fine. I thought there was a great look to it. You know, she knew when to spin the camera to bring tension. I love the spin. I love the way she does that spinning thing. There was several times when they were having a conversation in the kitchen where it spun and you kind of felt that tension. Again, lots of great stuff overall. For me, I really kind of dug this, but
Yeah.
I know it's not for everybody. I had a fun time. I think this is going to split audiences. I think those going in thinking this is going to be a more serious Jade Basic Instinct style of film are going to be disappointed. But if you go into this kind of going with the vibe of the trailer, I think the trailer does a good job of painting what it is with the sex and violence song and the quick flash edits. So if you've seen the trailer and you enjoyed that, I think you're going to enjoy yourself.
Okay, so before I start, I'm going to open this up just for roundtable for both of you. I'll start with you, Tyler. It's directed by a woman. I think that there's a part of me that wants to say it is kind of from Maddie Hasson's perspective, but it's written by a man, right? Or at least it's credited to be written by a man. Does that give you, Tyler, any pause over the fact that a male has written this, a woman is directing it, and then what we got?
I mean, not really. I still feel like it felt very female directed. Like, even though it was written by a male, it still felt very female. Just like, as Mike said, with the sex toys and the orgasms and all that stuff. Her partner not being able to make her orgasm and the bathtub masturbation. Everything felt very female. Like, that may have not even been in the script. That could have been added by her.
Yeah, sure.
So, but yeah, to me, it still felt very female, even though it was written by a male.
Yeah. Mike?
Yeah, it felt very female to me. There's a plot point. We'll talk about it. There's a twist that felt very written by a man. Very like made for porn type of man twist, which we'll get into in the spoilers. That felt like it was written by a man. But the rest of the film really feels like, from a female perspective, like this is what we expect of sex. This is what we want from it. This is the games we play. This is how we respond to the games you play. Yeah, I like that.
Nice. Okay, so my spoiler-free thoughts. Yeah, the marketing definitely threw me for a loop. As all of you have said, that opening was, I was like, okay, yeah, I'm ready.
Great opening.
This is going to be amazing. But like Tyler had mentioned, it's not as horny as I thought it would actually be, right? Spoonful of Sugar is certainly horny. There's a lot of horniness going on there. And then here I was expecting a little more raunchy sex and nudity, and it just wasn't there. But unfortunately, that's not my biggest gripe. My biggest gripe is at an hour and 34 minutes, I think we could all telegraph exactly where this was going. And I think the problem that this film has is it's a lot of lead up, and there's a lot of like dangerous liaisons kind of manipulation, right? So in Dangerous Liaisons, they wrote letters and then they showed up and they like talked or whatever. Here it's a lot of like whispering behind their back, and he said this, and then there's another scene where they're all like, she said da 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 da. No, I didn't. I swear I didn't. But then there's a lot of that, right? And where that comes in terms of being disappointing is the fact that when it gets going and it turns into this great, like tense, your next survival kind of thing, I was like, that's what you should have led with, because I really enjoyed that little climactic piece of it where, the one couple is in survival mode, the other couple is in full-on psycho mode, and just I feel like they could have gotten to that so much quicker. But then hearing you guys talk about this and thinking about the film, it's funny you mention atmosphere and the sort of political climate that we're in now. I don't know why I thought this, but the film, at some point when Alex Rowe, has his sort of crazy eyes and there's his reveal, at some point I almost felt like I was like, oh, this is a Trumpian conservative view of sex and relationships, right? This almost extreme sort of, oh, you think you're in a safe relationship? We're going to test you, And so it's interesting that I immediately jumped to, this is weirdly Trumpian and conservative. I'm sure people are going to think I'm completely wacky for thinking that. But when you think about the twist, it's kind of like, okay,
Yeah,
you
it
know,
makes sense.
but then it's sort of like, who are you to judge them, right? So this is a soft watch for me. I was like Brian Higgins. I was kind of like, meh, I don't know, because that third act is so strong. I wish they had gotten to it quicker, and I wish uh, this is terrible. I wish there was more sex and nudity. I wish,
Yeah.
Marco Piggosi got it out. I wish, Alex Rowe is frankly, he's got a lot of flesh on display, but not enough. I was like, man, there's a woman directing this, and like Rowe doesn't even get a fake prosthetic out. I was like, come on, like what's going on? But I really adored Maddie Hasson in this. I thought that she and Piggosi played that whole like, you know, wait a minute, what's going on? Do we really hate each other? And like, what's really, really going on? What is the real scenario happening here? It's weird that the little small talk kind of erupts when these sort of things are happening. Like, well, you don't give me an orgasm. It's like, wait, that it's like bringing that up at like family dinner. Do you know what I mean? Like, just all this stuff is happening and they're scared for their life and they're like, but you don't give me an orgasm. It's like, what is this? But this is also like a hyper stylized like thriller. So, um, probably would do better on streaming, quite honestly. I can definitely see this as a Shutter exclusive or a Scream Box exclusive. But as a theatrical experience, in that third act, when everything goes primary and we get a lot of the blues and the greens and the reds and stuff like that, I really, really did enjoy that. This is very, I likened it to like Infinity Pool meets Ready or Not or You're Next. So yeah, it's a soft watch. I was a little disappointed, but I don't know. I'm excited to see more from this director, even though I did not like Spoonful of Sugar. That was a little bit of a test. I don't know. You might like it, Tyler. You might like that. So, all right. So I think it's watches for all of us, pretty much. I think I had like one, two, three. I had seven other people in our theater. So unfortunately,
Yeah.
I'm not so sure it's going to do as well. But man, streaming life, this one's, I imagine about 6 months from now, people are going to be blowing up X being like, oh my God, Bone Lake. Did you see it? It was so great. This and that. Yeah. All right. Anything else? No, no.
Let's go
All
to
right.
spoilers.
Okay, so if you have not seen Bone Lake, we are going to spoil the crap out of it faster than you can say menage a foursome. Whatever.
Menage a
Whatever.
trois?
Menage a trois, I said it. No, is that what it's called? I have no idea. In three, two, one, we're going to spoil it. Okay, so I guess to set it up for the friends and listeners, first of all, did you guys figure out almost immediately that it was their house?
I
Yeah.
kind of did, but I was thinking there was going to be another character. I thought there was going to be a father or somebody else involved. I
Yeah.
kind of liked that it just ended up being a four-piece because I kind of kept playing in my head, waiting for another piece to come.
Yeah.
So,
So we don't do a lot of summaries, but basically the premise from the trailer is that there's this beautiful home. By the way, that the setting is from the exotic country of Georgia. So that's where they filmed it. And I mean Georgia in the US, folks.
Yep.
But the setup is that these two couples show up at the same time for this B&B, Airbnb that they sort of like booked. And they're like, well, we both have the code to the QR code, so it must be a mistake, right? And so then I was kind of like, but it wasn't obvious to me that it was actually their home until the scene where Maddie Hasson and Alex Rowe are driving, and he mentions the masturbation episode, where it's very, I got Sliver vibes, like Sharon Stone, like the whole like the tub masturbation scene. So when they get there, they meet the couple, and then she's masturbating in the tub, and the husband kind of like, or the fiance kind of like walks in and sees her doing that, and then he's kind of like, he doesn't enter the bathroom, but he's sort of like, oh, what you doing? And she's like, oh, I'll be fine or whatever. And he's like, do you want me to join you? And then she's like, no. And then he's all like, wah wah, sad trombone, and walks out or whatever. And that sort of sets up the whole tension because almost immediately we get that first scene where they're having sex and he's like, "Oh, are you gonna come?" And she's like, "Yeah." Me me and every female in that theater started howling with laughter when we were like, "Oh, yeah, yeah, she's ready to come. All right." Um, at any rate, that's when I figured out it was their house because how else would he have known that unless there was a camera somewhere, right? Which they prime you for when they first get there. They're like, I bet there's cameras somewhere, you
Mhm.
know? At any rate, so it ends up being their house, and the twist is the people who are murdered in the beginning. We'll talk about the stinger in a second.
That was another couple who'd gotten
Oh,
tricked.
okay.
One of the 6 couples that they tricked.
Got it. Okay.
But they do talk about their parents.
But they had murdered their parents, primarily because they did a little Flowers in the Attic Game of Thrones thing where they were brother and sister and they fell in love with each other,
There
right?
was this twist. Yep.
Yeah, so that was the twist, which this is weird. I think if this had been released 10 years ago, I'd be like clutching my pearls that it was a brother and sister. But I didn't really blanch at that. How did anybody feel about this brother sister twist, Tyler?
I mean, I think it's shocking for like a normie audience, like just a normal
Sure.
AMC crowd, but like for us, I don't think so. I'm picking an incestuous relationship movie for Raiders next week, so
Ah,
and a really
nice.
graphic one. So it's like, I mean, it doesn't shock me, but I can see it shocking somebody that doesn't watch these kind of movies very often.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's interesting when they were talking about that and their brother and sister, I just kept flashing back to that scene where like she's that there's a weird flashback scene that just gets introduced in the middle of like a scene, but I flash back to that scene where they're having sex in the Ouija room and then
Mhm.
they get off of each other and they start cleaning up knowing that the couple is going to arrive. I kind of enjoyed that she snuck that flashback in there at a weird moment
Mhm.
because it does kind of make you sit up and be like, wait, what am I watching here, right? Um, but then after that flashback happens, it's kind of like, well, I already knew that, and then the film still kind of wastes time until it gets to that kind of bloody finale or whatever.
Mhm.
Mike, do you want to describe the stinger, the opener?
Yeah, so we basically are greeted with 2 beautiful naked bodies running through the forest as
Yeah.
arrows are zooping by them everywhere you go. Zing, zing, zing. So we have naked folks running around as arrows are trying to pierce them one by one. We get a very awesome, grotesque arrow through the testicles zoom in shot. I think that is just like
So
bloody
good.
It is so awesome.
That shit was crazy. First of all, it does open with a couple like, running a la the Most Dangerous Game or The Hunt or
Yep.
what have you. And in the water reflected, I was like, okay, I see a breast and I see an uncut penis. And I was like, okay, here we go. Right. And then sure enough, I'm like, okay, they're not going to show anything else. And then the arrow goes through his testicles. I was like, holy shit. Um,
Yep.
now
And
I
it's a
will
very normal looking penis too. You could tell it's from a female's perspective because I wasn't a big, long, 28-inch
no, I
long,
know.
very normal looking penis, which was I kind of liked, the normal penis
Yeah.
getting an arrow through the balls.
I was like, okay, you go, average guys and uncut. There you go. Um, but I wish the film had sort of matched that kind of energy because
Yeah.
that kind of crazy energy shows up towards the end when they're all in like survival mode and trying to survive. Um, but yeah, I think Tyler, you had brought that up that it just didn't sustain that because then after that it's the whole getting to know the characters and getting to know the geography. It was kind of, painful. Um, but yeah, so what did you guys think of this? The quote unquote game that they were playing, the like manipulation and stuff like that.
Try to get
Like,
them to fuck each other. So yeah,
yeah.
it's to see if
Did
they're
that
strong relationship wise.
was that, I mean, were those tedious scenes though? Like for me, they felt a little tedious when they were trying to come on to each other. Like she's all like, oh, my contacts, which becomes a plot point later. She's in her
Mhm.
towel and she's like, can you find my contacts? I don't know where it is. And of course she's like, dropping it or whatever. I kind of found that like, okay. And
Yeah,
then
that was
he,
corny.
Yeah.
he opens the bag and there's like a glass dildo in there and he's all like, oh, I'm shocked. There's a glass dildo, you know? Tyler, what did you think about that?
I thought the one with the girl was on the cheesier side, but it worked for what it was going for. I thought the one in the car with Will was
That worked.
fantastic.
Me
That
too.
was
Yeah.
fantastic. That's because that actor is so menacing. There's something about him that's just super menacing, and that whole scene just works. Actually, every scene with Will works really well. We're not to that part yet, but it made my hair stand up on my arm. The fucking engagement scene. I'm like, you son of a bitch.
Oh my
Oh
God.
my God. So
Son of a
yeah.
bitch. I hated him
Okay.
from that second. I just couldn't stand him. But
So
still
when
good
it so when it came to these sort of manipulation and teasing scenes, I found them kind of tedious, but I agree that engagement scene was insane. So
Oh,
just to set it up for the friends and listeners, they're getting to know each other, and Marco Piggosi is going to propose to Maddie Hasson, and he has the ring. It's Why would you leave it in the car? What if she went to go
yeah.
look for a charger or something,
dumb.
right? But he has it in the glove compartment, and it's his grandmother's ring. And then, there's kind of a cute, like the boys getting to know each other, and he's like, "Can I see the ring? Can I see this or whatever?" Um, and then lo and behold, later in the film, they're at this lunch scene, and he's like, "Okay, I've got to do this," and he proposes to the other woman, and then he pulls out the actual ring, and I was like, "Oh my God!" I was floored. And then that whole scene afterwards, where he's trying to justify it, that's when the like horror movie audience in me came out. I was like, pack your shit and leave, right?
Mm.
Or get some balls and walk back in there and be like, okay, I need to set things straight. That's my ring. Even if it made it awkward, I would have marched right back in there and said that. I mean, I don't know, Tyler, you brought it up. How did that scene make you feel?
Oh, it made me. That scene pissed me off because I would have said, "Give me my fucking ring. That's my ring. That's my grandmother's ring. Give me the fucking ring."
Yeah, would you
Yeah.
let it go on? Like
I wouldn't take him outside or nothing. I was like, "Give me my fucking ring back. That's my grandmother's ring. I was gonna propose to you. He took it. Just give me my ring back."
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, Mike, what did you think about that scene?
I think it did a good job of like showing that Diego's just the fucking milk toast. Like I
Yes.
kind of hated his character. I
I
mean,
know.
he's poo-pooing on his wife masturbating. I'm sorry, but we should not do that since we're together. We should only please each other. Fuck that noise. The guy's a dick. He's lucky that this happened because he's gonna lose his girl. Like this whole
Yeah.
experience gave him enough balls to kind of remind her that, oh, okay, I'm glad I'm with you. But then at the end, I loved that fucking ending when we have those two at the very end and they're who's left there are survivors and the way they look at each other. I think that their marriage doesn't survive this. I think that's what we get at the end is that
Oh, you
what
think
they wanted to,
I thought it made them stronger
I
because
thought so, but they
she
have
puts
this
the ring
look.
on.
Yes,
Oh,
they
no,
put, and then as it goes away and the film just sits and they just kind of slowly look at the camera and nod at each other. This look of like, what did we just do? Oh God. I don't think they're strong enough to make it through it. And I think that's kind of the point because that fucking Diego, man, he is just a milk toast. And I think this movie really was to tell all the Diegos out there, get your head out of your ass, please your women, make sure you know what it is they want to do and allow people to be sexually open. This
yeah.
guy is ruining his relationship. I mean,
Well, it's interesting that like a lot of men, not to super generalize, but when it comes to sex in a relationship, there are a lot of men who are like, well, wait, why are you playing with yourself, right? Why do you want to bring sex toys into the bedroom when we're having sex? Isn't my big cock enough? You know what I mean? Like, and then, his sort of stance on it is because she says to him, well, don't you masturbate? He's like, yeah, of course. But then the pivotal point is where he says, I don't masturbate because I can have sex with you, right? And so I think a lot of men get hung up on that. They get hung up on the whole like, I should be the only one that pleases you, you know?
Mhm.
And so what it boils down to is that this crazy brother sister couple essentially invites couples to their home, they put them under duress of this scenario where, oh, we're both here at the same time. Why don't we just kind of hang out with each other? And then they play the dangerous liaison game and try to pit them against each other as well as try to get in their pants. And then they can finally say to the couple, well, look who you're marrying. You're about to, engage, or this is your relationship, but I got to fuck them or whatever. And then they kill them, which is terrible, right? So it's like, haha, we exposed you for the dirty couple that you are. By the way, we're gonna fucking kill you, right? And so this is where it occurred to me that it was this extremist sort of conservative view of, well, if your relationship isn't perfect and you're not giving her an orgasm, there's something wrong with both of you and you shouldn't be together. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like, the conservative view of marriage. It should only be between a man and a woman. Or if you have a baby out of wedlock, you're not going to have an abortion. You need to. So I felt that kind of like they were putting on their view of what a relationship should be, when in fact, they are not ones to judge because they're brother and sister. Okay. They killed their parents. They're fucking psychotic, right? So it's like, who are you to judge this couple when they're fighting about orgasms and single, she's working, he's taking time to be a writer, but then she's also kind of like, well, you're actually kind of a shitty writer, right? And so it also boils down to communication. Like, if they just talked about these things and don't let them simmer, you
Yeah.
know? Tyler, am I way off base for
Not at all.
I mean,
Like, base.
it's weird. It's like the opposite of this whole Puritanism, kind of thing, like no nudity, no, that kind of thing. It's more extremist version of it. Yeah. Um, I did like what's her face's Miss Nechitta's role. So initially I thought, okay, she's just the pretty girl, but when it comes to the end and she's getting a little more menacing, really, really love that.
Oh yeah, she wore the pants, you can tell. She
Oh,
wore
yeah.
the pants. Do you guys think that Sage let Will fuck her in the car?
I do.
I do too.
Yeah.
I
think
don't.
she did. And I think
she
that's what
said
that
no.
See, I think she did. But I love that it never lets you really know that. It never
Yeah,
really
and it gives you that ambiguous ending, right?
Yep. That where they're just sitting there, because I think that's going to always nag him. Those two are dead. She's never going to tell him the truth, and I don't think that she believed. Whereas it was obvious that he didn't sleep with Sin, but I think Sage fucked.
I don't think Diego believed her. I just think they wanted to get the fuck out of there. I truly think that he thought that she fucked him.
Yep. And then that ending, I think that all comes down to that ending when he sat there and, yay, we're engaged, and then their face goes flat. I think that reality set in, and he realized, oh, fuck.
First of all, just to set it up, obviously Ro gets an axe in the head, which I thought was fantastic. Not only does he get the axe in the head, but he's holding a chainsaw and he falls on the chainsaw, and his it splits his face open and the blood splatters all over the both of them, right?
Yes.
So his final money shot is all over both the guy and the girl, which I thought was amazing. So then they get in the boat, which, by the way, so this is funny. There's like a male female matchup, right? Like the sexy Romanian girl is going after the guy, and Alex Rose going after Maddie Hasson. But that was, oh my God, that was like The Ring. I was like, ah!
Sorry, little kid came
It's
popping
Ghost
through
Kid.
that.
Oh my goodness, that's amazing. Should be like Watch Skip Plus Urban Legend. Did you see the
Popping
Ghost
through the
Kid?
red blood lake I've got in the back, my kid's head.
Oh,
Woo.
oh, I lost my train of thought now. That's amazing. Oh yeah. So she is stalking him, and he ends up putting a knife through her foot and pinning her to the dock, right? So then after they dispatch Ro, they're like, well, we can't get out of here. We have to go to the boat. And I'm like, why would you go to the boat, which is where she is? Like, why would you do that? And then of course they go there and she's gone. They get on the boat and then she kind of attacks them. And he has the axe, and then they're doing the whole thing where she's driving and he's trying to like dispatch her, which he can't do. So definitely the movie's making a point about, men who don't have the power, men who are impotent in some manner, whether it's, being a man, as they say. It's interesting that they couch it that way with his character, and a man wrote it and a woman directed it. So again, I think there's sort of that interesting thing that's going on there. But she ends up falling into the water. She's still on the boat, and I don't know how he does this with precision, but he hacks off her fingers and they're still on there or whatever, and then she gets chewed up by like the motor or whatever, but that's where they find the ring, and he takes it off her finger and then he puts it on hers. First of all, I'd be like, I don't care if it's an heirloom, I'm not wearing that, right? And then they kiss and they've got all the blood all over them. When they kissed, I was like, ugh! Like, no. But I don't know, I think they stayed together.
I don't. As far as we know, she didn't even know that ring was his, right? He never even explained that
No,
to
he
her
never
in front
explained
of her.
it. No.
So, I mean, could you imagine taking that ring off of that dead finger and putting it on hers? She didn't really know. So again, that was kind of a flaw. But
Yeah, I suppose it could be like it's either going to be a reminder of what we survived together and we're stronger, or a reminder of he fucked up and
I killed this bitch.
she
Here's the ring.
probably slept with that guy like she did with her ex. And so
Mhm.
I think I'm probably not giving the screenplay enough credit, because how many relationships are kind of like that, right? She has this transgression, which is early in the relationship, but he's still bugged by it.
Yeah.
What did you think about that, Tyler? Like, I mean, I know I've had friends who have had that kind of situation, like, oh, we were early dating and ex came over and then I found out she slept with him. And it's like, but you were early dating. Like, it's not like you ended up getting married.
Yeah, I mean, if they weren't serious, if they weren't like in just a committed relationship yet, then I don't really see it as a problem. Like, because she
Right.
said she just broke it up with her ex, like just broke it up. So, and they just met. So, I mean, if you're in like a super committed relationship already, like months into it, then I would say yes, that's definitely cheating. But for her, I mean, I don't really know how long they were dating before. I don't know if they said it. I can't remember if they said it or not. I don't think they did.
3 years?
But they
I
3
think they
years?
said 3
I think they
years.
were together 3 years because he
Okay.
he had been a teacher and she ended up getting some new job or something like
Did they
that.
mention how long they were dating when she cheated? Was it 3 years? No.
No, 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 it
That was
wasn't.
like
No, I'm
that was
sorry. She just,
early,
yeah,
right?
it was early when they were dating. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I still can see how that can ruin a relationship, though, in many ways. Like, that's just
Yeah.
always going to be in the back of Diego's mind throughout his entire relationship that she did once cheat. So, and that's always going to be in his mind.
Yeah. Also, there's an interesting counterpoint to the fact that, Mike, you'd mentioned that you thought that Piggosi was such a milquetoast and wasn't stepping up as a man. It's interesting that we get that counterpoint scene where Maddie Hasson has the axe, and Alex Rowe is like, I'm gonna give you till the count of three to put the axe in my head. And she can't do it. I was like, I would split that bitch open, okay? But that scene made me crazy in addition to like the engagement scene, because I was like, who can't bury an axe in somebody's, like, I'm like, you got self-defense, okay? You've got all this, all right? Like, I don't know. Tyler, what did you think about that scene? Like, did the horror audience person in you come out be like, kill him?
Yeah, that was the first thing. Like, just fucking shove the axe in his head. Just do it. What the hell's wrong with you? But
I know.
I mean, they do that in a lot in horror, though. Like the hesitation and just a lot of slasher movies. I mean, this isn't a slasher movie, but a lot of slasher movies do that. Like the hesitation to kill the killer. They do it all the time. That's just it's like a trope.
Yeah. Completely. Because I feel like there were so many times when they could have gotten their ass out of there, especially when they were in the car, right? It's like, why would you stop to listen to what he says?
Yeah, just go. Just fucking go.
Yeah. But it's interesting because, the film builds up that entire relationship. Like, did you really sleep, And then when he says, what does he say? He turns to him and he says, I believe her and we're leaving. And it's like,
Yeah.
maybe you don't.
That was after Will said she still got my cum inside of her. Which,
Yes,
Oh
that
my
was
God.
that line was delivered so fucking well.
That's so
I
crazy.
can't compliment that dude enough. He's so fucking good in this.
Yeah,
He was
he's
good.
really good.
He really
He's
was
really
the star. Yeah.
I love that scene where they're listening in the hallway, and when they hear that she's like mad at him or whatever, they start doing that dance, and it's like Dirty Dancing. She turns and he's going like that with the
Um,
tulle skirt or whatever. I love that scene when and he's like shaking his butt and stuff. It's really good, very deranged. Actually, I for whatever reasons, the way that the movie had been set up, I swore that Diego was going to be like, pull your pants down. I want to check if you're wet or whatever. Like I swear it was going to go there. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like in
Could've.
Showgirls, I'm on my period. Yeah, right. Check or whatever. I'm like, ah. Anyway, uh any other thoughts? And yeah, the music was really really good. I'm going to see if I can find the score because I really did kind of like that jangly, intense, like discordant kind of stuff. Yeah, it was good. It was good. Anybody have comments on the
I
score?
I love the score, but I just wanted to say one last thing. Like having been someone who'd been unemployed and had the wife be kind of the boss, like I like that they played with that because it's fucking like the reality is when you're in that situation and you're not wearing the pants anymore, and yet you're trying to, it's rough on both you and your partner. So I like that they dealt and dabbled with that concept and that idea because
Yeah.
having been there, I had a year where I was unemployed, hustling, trying to start up a business that didn't end up happening. But that's hard. It's hard on a relationship. It's hard on anything. So playing that for the screen, the way that it was written, awesome. Again, I really like this movie. I like the way that it was written. Yes, I think we wanted it to be more. We wanted more sex. We wanted, more titillation, I guess, but that's not really what this film was about.
Yeah.
It's really about the way that we as people play with relationships, the way that we kind of create what we think is our safe space, and how easy it is for someone to come in and pick that away. So I like
Yeah.
that about the film, how easy it is to just, even a good, solid relationship can be picked at with the right axe, right?
Yes. Or the right deranged hot guy or girl. Um, I'm actually, the more we discuss it, I think I'm definitely getting a better appreciation of it. I just know I left the theater a little underwhelmed, like Brian, you know?
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
think that's okay because we were painted a picture of something that was a little more graphic than what we got. But in the end, I still liked what we got, right?
Yeah. Yeah. That's good. Uh, all right. So watches all around. Tyler, do you have a plus for us this week?
I do. I am going to go with another thriller that I just love. I loved it since it came out, but it's about manipulation and just really shitty characters. I'm going with Derailed. I don't know if you guys have seen that with Clive Owen and Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. Yeah,
Riz,
that's a good one.
Exhibit, Vincent Cassell. I fucking love this movie. I've loved this movie since it came out. It's got such a great cast, and it really delves into like the manipulation side too. Like Vincent, I can't really. I don't know if I can go into spoilers with this movie. I won't. I won't spoil it. But it's got a twist in the third act that's just so good with Aniston and Vince Cassell. It's a really good twisty thriller with a great cast. I mean, I love seeing RZA from Wu Tang pop up in anything and
Ah,
Exhibit.
yes.
So I'm just that just made me happy anyway. But it's a really great thriller, and if you guys have not seen it, just check that out. It's so good.
Nice. So yeah, this is 2005's Derailed. The log line goes, when two married business executives having an affair are blackmailed by a violent criminal, the two must turn the tables on him to save their families. This is directed by Mikael Hafström, who I think is either Denmarkian or Swedish. Sorry, he's Swedish. But he has directed The Rite, which is a exorcism horror film with Anthony Hopkins, 1408. If you guys remember that, that was another Stephen King adaptation. Recently, the film Slingshot. Did anybody see this? Where
no.
it's the one with Lawrence Fishburne, Larry Fishburne, and Casey Affleck, and he's in space. I actually saw it in the theater, and it was actually pretty good. Everybody
Really,
shit on it,
really good.
but I really liked it. Like, did you see it?
Yeah, I loved it. I thought it was great.
Yeah, it was good, right?
Fantastic sci-fi movie. Really, really claustrophobic too. Really liked that one a lot. Casey Affleck was fantastic in it. So
Oh my
good.
God, he was so good. I don't know why people slept on that. And maybe because I think it was an Apple TV movie. I don't know. It also has a weird twist to it too that I think some people were like, that's what I was watching. But Clive Owen is in this. Jennifer Aniston, you mentioned. Vincent Cassell, who I adore, love that guy.
Yes.
Melissa George, RZA. Yeah, this is really nice. Written by Stuart Beatty and James Siegel. Beatty wrote Collateral, which was a really
Mhm.
great film. Also wrote G.I. Joe: Rise of Cobra, which I happen to fucking love, so whatever. And
I
then
just
the
can't
other,
believe it's 20 years old. I
I know,
remember seeing it in
right?
theaters.
Yeah, that's crazy. And it looks like the other writer, James Siegel, that's really the only big thing that he's written. So, anywho, good choice. I like it. I
Yeah.
like it.
It got shit on unfairly by I think a lot of the that was back when Rotten Tomatoes was big, so I think it got a pretty low tomato score. So I think
It did.
it kind of flopped because of that. But I'm with you. I did kind of like that. I thought it was, especially was it Aniston. I didn't think she was really good in that.
She did great. That was a real turn for her. Like she was
Yeah.
good in that.
Yeah, I don't think people give her enough credit. Also, I think, I don't know this for sure, but I think Derailed came out at the time that we got like, what was that one called? Was it called Abandon with Katie Holmes and Charlie Hunnam or whatever and Benjamin Bratt? There was a lot of that sort of like and there's another one that I'm thinking of that has Michelle Williams, Deceived or something. You know what I mean? So it was a lot of that like it was a lot of that erotic thriller, people having extramarital sex or something and then something goes wrong. So
Mhm.
that's probably why it kind of got buried. It was like, oh, this looks like that, I'm going to derail. I'm going to defer my plus. Mike, do you have a plus? I know you've been spooky
Yeah.
seasoning it up.
Yeah, just pretty much every episode we have in October, I'm going to talk about my spooky watches, mainly the ones that are new to me. But one thing I want to talk about is Regal has this 31 Screams on Screen right now happening. I was able to go on the first, second, and third. I saw the Funhouse, Toby Hooper's Funhouse on the big screen. I got to see the original Candyman, and the kicker on Friday was Friday the 13th in 3D, the real 3D on the big
Wait,
screen.
they reconverted it to
It
stereoscopic.
is beautiful. It is in
Oh
Dolby
my
Real
God, that's
3D. It
great.
is great. It is so much fucking fun, Jose. I went with my son, my 14-year-old son, and my 16-year-old son, and I was sitting next to a dad who was with his teenage girls, and our row was just laughing the entire time. My son had never seen anything that funny. He was like, "This is the stupidest, funniest. I love this." And then I forgot how brooding that fucking Jason is, man. When he comes out, his shirt, he's almost busting out of his shirt, and his neck is so
Yeah.
goddamn thick. That is the best fucking Jason. I know that people like 7 and they like 8, and well, they like when Kane Hodder
4.
came in and
Yeah.
4, but I really love this fucking brute in 3. I mean, he
I
is.
think that's Richard. Is that Richard Brooks, the English stuntman?
I
But
can't
yeah, he's
remember.
he's a brute. He's hulking. I mean, he splits that
Man.
one guy, and God, I love the. I know it's a cheesy special effect, but the eye popping in 3D
In
is
3D,
fantastic.
whoa, that was so. My kid was like, I've never seen anything like that in 3D. They loved it.
Yes.
Again, if you get the chance, I don't know. I know it was kind of been floating around. It played earlier at my local art house theater early in the year. So this new real 3D version of Jason or Friday the 13th 3 in 3D is out there. So hopefully you guys get a chance to see it again. But man, has it been fun. And most of these were the 4K masters. So man, seeing
Funhouse.
fucking Funhouse, beautiful, those crane shots. And then Candyman, that score. I know I give Philip Glass a lot of hard time for his oh, like in your face. But my
Yes.
God, does that sound so good in the big theater, big screen, like remastered. My fucking God, did I love that in the big screen. So I did that. And then I also went that same day and I saw what was it called? Good Boy, which we almost
Oh
reviewed,
yeah.
decided not to, but Good Boy is fucking awesome. So it's a very small micro budget film. It's basically a guy and his wife decided they were going to make a movie with their dog. And it was almost like a stop motion animation project. It took them 4 years to make, to try. And they even showed there's a little like post scene, stay for the post credit scene because it's a mini documentary showing you how they made the film. And there's one bit where they show it took them a full day to do 7 seconds of filming. So it was literally like stop motion animation with their own personal dog. So again, I thought
I
it was
don't have
really
that
cool.
patience.
70, it's a 70-minute spooky little ghost house thriller. It's PG-13. it is really got under my skin. If you love dogs, this movie really at its heart's about how much dogs love humans. And I love that about it. I recently put my dog down, so the movie had me an emotional, and I loved it. And I'm just going to say the dog doesn't die.
Oh, good.
Don't worry, it's not a spoiler. The director has told everyone, if you love dogs, go see this. The dog doesn't die. But man, god damn, is this good. It really
Yeah.
did work for me, but it doesn't work for everyone. I know I've talked to a few people who, Jeremy thought it was a little bit, it's okay. I liked it but again, it should have been a 20-minute short, pushed out to 70 minutes. But I thought it worked. I liked the tension. And for a 70-minute little ghost house thriller, it kind of got to me, and I love
I
that
think
fucking dog.
the hook I think the hook for this movie is it's like Steven Soderbergh's Presence, right?
Kind
But
of,
it's
yep.
it's like a ghost story, haunted house kind of thing, but it's from the dog's perspective.
Yes. And you don't ever see anyone's face except for the only human face that you really are able to see is Larry Fassenden, who's through video. Like basically he's the grandfather whose house they're in. And you see him through, but like the characters, the main lead, there's a different actor, and then there's the director who sometimes, so he basically got a body double to be him during different scenes.
Got it.
So that you couldn't see the face, whether it was him or his wife. But man, they did such a really good job of making this from the dog's perspective, and you feel the love that dog has for his owner, and the confusion and the frustration and the seeing and feeling of all these ghosts and demons that are attacking his owner. It was pretty fucking ingenious. So again, that was also at Fright Fest or whatever it was, Fantastic Fest in Austin last year. So
Yes. Yeah.
two Fantastic Fest is really producing some great flicks. And then we have Shelby Oaks that's coming out later. That was at this year's Fantastic Fest. So yeah, good stuff going on. Again, if you're not out there watching horror in October, what's wrong with you? I try to watch mainly horror films as much as I can. I'm breaking my rules because I know you're going to force me to watch a non-horror movie. Usually I only watch horror movies in October, but we're going to review something next week. I don't know. What is it we're going to review?
Something. I have no idea. I can let me pull that up hold on. Tyler, have you seen Good Boy, or have you heard about it?
I've heard about it, but I've not seen it yet. I'm happy Mike said the dog was fine, because that's like my thing with dog. I try not to watch dog movies because of that reason. I love dogs so much that I just hate to see a girl or hurt or anything like that. So, but I will check that one out because I think it looks like a cool experiment.
It's a cool experiment. That's a cool experience.
I mean, we also could have done the Smashing Machine, but I feel like I saw Iron Claw. I don't need to see, And then what's his face? Dwayne Johnson is so skinny now. He says it's for a movie role. He's going all out if he's losing all that weight for a movie role. I don't know.
I think next week we've got Roofman and then the Tron. I really don't want to watch Tron. If you force me to, I'll
Stop. You don't want to watch Tron?
No. I've only seen the remake once, and I've only seen the original once. I do not like those movies.
Tyler, do you like the Tron movie?
I love Tron Legacy. Big fan of that one. I actually picked that for the podcast like a few years ago. Love Tron Legacy. I could take or leave the original.
Oh, I love the original so much.
I haven't seen it in years, though, so that could be the reason. I haven't seen that movie probably since I was a kid, but I've watched Legacy many, many times. I like that one a lot. But I am looking forward to the new Tron because I think it looks visually amazing. And it's got Nine Inch Nails as the soundtrack. So
yeah, that does.
Yeah.
So, I mean, those are our movie options. I think Roofman, which is by the guy who did Blue Valentine. It's a true story. And then the other option is, Tron, which you'll probably force me to see Tron.
Yeah, it's Tron. And then I think the week after that, it's Black Phone 2, Tyler.
Yes.
Black Phone 2.
Yeah.
I want to see the grabber turn into freaking Freddy Krueger, baby. Let's do this.
I'm afraid they're giving everything away in the trailer.
Maybe.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
That's trailer I've seen it was almost like the trailer from last year. I've seen that trailer so many times. I mean, they're playing the hell out of Black Phone 2 trailer everywhere.
That's a Blumhouse thing, though. Their trailers are just fucking everywhere. You cannot see a Blumhouse trailer.
Yeah,
I know. And also the main kid in that, I forget his name. He was in like How to Train Your Dragon or whatever. Like he's growing up to be a very good-looking guy and very talented, but his hair. What the fuck is going on with this kid's hair? It is the worst. Every performance. I think he's in a romance with what's her face? Grace McKenna or something like that. And again, his hair fucking awful in that trailer. Like,
it's the worst of 90s stereotypes, his hair is.
Awful. Tyler, before we head to our outro, or we're in our outro actually, what's going on over at Raiders of the Podcast? What can we expect in October?
We're just doing all horror movies. Each host is picking a movie for the week, so we're all doing either 3 or 4 movies for the week. And next week I have picked We Are the Flesh. I don't know if you guys have seen that movie.
Ooh, I like that.
2016 Mexican erotic incest post-apocalyptic movie, very graphic.
Yeah.
I love that movie, and Dave is gonna hate it. Kevin will hate it, but I love it. But I'm looking forward to discussing that one. But yeah,
I saw that.
horror
I saw
month.
that at a festival. I saw We Are the Flesh at a festival, and I remember it just made everybody uncomfortable.
Yes.
That's amazing. I
Yeah.
don't know how
I
you
loved
guys
your
do it
bo-
with that many movies.
I know. I loved your last one I listened. You did Bones, and I love that you put Bones on everyone, and they all loved it. I was shocked. I thought
I
that
was
Dave would
shocked,
bitch
too.
about it.
That's been a favorite of mine since I was a kid. I fucking love Bones. I actually saw Bones in the theater. I begged my grandmother to take me to see it, and she took me to see a slasher movie with Snoop Dogg. But yeah, I've loved that movie. It's so good. Ernest Dickerson's the man. He always was.
I love Ernest Dickerson,
Me
Spike
too.
Lee's long-term DP, basically. And every time he directs a lot of television. Every time I see Ernest Dickerson, I'm like, oh my God, this is going to be a good episode. And of course, Tales from the Crypt Demon Knight is my jam.
yeah.
I fucking
So-
love that movie so much. Okay. Yeah, if you love us, you will certainly love our Podfathers, The Gentleman's Guide to Midnight Cinema and Not a Bomb. Gentleman's Guide, we finished up Pride Month. I don't know what they've got going on. They're always picking amazing, somewhat obscure films.
You were
Not
the
a Bomb-
guest on every one of those, or I had listened to 2.
for the
or-
Pride ones, yeah. There was
Awesome.
3. And so the last one was Mr. Fox and His Friends, the
Okay.
Werner Fassbinder film. Lots of dick in that one too. Not a Bomb just recently did Radioland Murders. Also you'll love Night of the Living Podcast, Wild Dream Podcast, Death by DVD, Raiders of the Podcast, of course, with Tyler and Kevin and all of them. Backlook Cinema Podcast with Zoe, and now for something a little bit different, our YouTube brother with the 2 Johns, Caliber 9 from Outer Space, Feminine Critique, Talk Without Rhythm with Garo. Mike, parting thoughts other than try to give your partner orgasms.
My parting thoughts is it's October. Get out there in the spooky season. Introduce your kids to horror if you haven't yet. There's lots of fun stuff, whether it's Killer Clowns from Outer Space or Ernest Scared Stupid. There's so many fun things to introduce your kids to. So get them into horror early and enjoy yourself. It's fun. Halloween, I love it.
Nice, nice. And as always, everybody, be kind, be open, be vulnerable. That's where the art is. And that's where the orgasms are. All right, we'll see everybody next week. All right,
fun.
thank you so much. That was amazing.
Yeah, it was
That
good.
was awesome. Thank